I'm a debt collector who's been hired to collect a debt from you. The first thing I'm going to do is call you and let you know that I need to collect money from you for the creditor that hired me. I will keep calling and trying to reach you to find out what you want to do about your debt problem. My main reason for calling you is to get you to recognize the debt you owe and to pay it in full as quickly as possible.
Let's say you have unpaid, overdue credit card debt and are being called by a debt collector. You haven't even made minimum payments on the debt because you can't afford it. The credit card company then hires an attorney or a company to collect that debt from you. That's who's trying to call you.
Many times other arrangements can be made if you can't pay it all at once. But you won't know that unless you answer the phone and talk with me. If you don't ever answer the phone, I will have to take you to court.
If your debt is 5 years old or it's been that long since your last payment, don't admit the debt is yours. Old debt like this is uncollectible. But if you admit this is your debt or make a small payment, the entire debt is now revived and can be collected. This is one reason to get proof this is your debt. What's most important is the date you last admitted the debt was yours or the last time you made a payment. It doesn't matter what date the debt was actually created. Don't promise to pay a debt that isn't yours or promise to make payments that you can't actually keep just to get off the phone with them.
I'm willing to work with people who owe a debt. I know that not everyone can pay the whole amount at once or can only make payments. I'll give you a chance as long as you make a good faith effort to address the debt. Working out a payment plan is one of the options.
If you keep getting calls and not answering them, you will be sued. What to do if you are sued is a whole nother lesson in how to deal with debts. And trust me, you do not want this to happen. Remember, it is not a crime to owe a debt. There's no debtor's prison, but if you are sued and they win, you could have your wages or your bank accounts garnished. If the debt collector gets a court judgment, then they can garnish the entire amount of the debt out of your bank account or up to 25% of your net income. If the debt collector will accept payments less than 25% of your paychecks, then it may be in your best interest to work out a payment plan. There is an exception. If you're on disability or Social Security, your checks cannot be garnished, but you may still be called to pay on the debt with other savings or income. The FDCPA has protections that help you talk with the collector constructively and to possibly work out a realistic schedule that will work for paying off your debt. If you set up a payment plan, it's important that you stick to the terms of the plan or call the collector and let them know you can't pay or that the payment will be late.
Hello again. You've stopped making your agreed upon payments and have stopped answering our phone calls. I'm afraid that I will have to call your brother or maybe a friend of yours and find out how to reach you.
If the collector violates the rules of the FDCPA, for example, keeps calling you late at night, calls you at work, or calls one of your family members, you have the right to sue the collector within 1 year of the violation. Remember, even if a debt collector violates the rules of the FDCPA, the debt does not go away. The goal of the debt collector is to get money for their client, not to help you. Don't be bullied by them, but do be polite. They're just doing their jobs after all.
Good debt collectors want to do what's right for their client, which is your creditor trying to collect what you owe. We'd really rather make an agreement with you and not have to take you to court. But if you won't work with us, we will have to sue.
You may need to get an attorney involved to help you in some cases. Good times to contact an attorney are if the debt is from identity theft and you didn't create the debt. There's a debt in your name, but it's not your debt, just someone with your same name. If you believe the debt is more than 5 years old and the collector is continuing to try to collect it. If you can document a violation of the FDCPA and want to sue the debt collector for damages for the violation. This means having the date, time, phone number, and exact violation that was committed.
These tips for what to do when a debt collector calls will help ease some of the stress you sure don't need. You have rights, and you can do something about the problem.